Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This quick video, I'm just going to review this older knife that I've had around. It's a Kershaw EAI 1440 made in Japan. And so Kershaw, I guess I don't guess it is, it's a knife brand, and apparently they're making the knife for Snap-on. So Snap-on, if you don't know, is a high-end, I guess you'd call it, tool company, like mechanics tools. And apparently they wanted to make their own knives, so Kershaw, which is a real knife maker, makes the knife for them. So about the knife, so this is an older one. It was actually my mother's, and it's, has some wear on it for sure, and you can see it's even missing a screw and a bolt. I don't know what you'd really call that, some kind of part of it, but it doesn't seem to affect its usage any. Still feels really stable and really fine. The blade itself, I looked it up, so I did a little Googling before the video. It's 1440 Japan. What I heard is that's equivalent or the same as what's it called, AUS 6. So over here I have an AUS 8 on this Boker knife, and that's a little bit better grade than this. And what I read is AUS 8 is slightly under D2. So what that means is this is a good blade. It's not some junk or anything, but it's also far from high end from what I understand. It should be easy to sharpen because of that. It's not quite as hard. The main difference between AUS 6 I read and AUS 8 is the corrosion resistance isn't as good on AUS 6. And it's interesting because you can actually see there's a little bit of corrosion here. I didn't do anything other than just wipe it off with a rag to try to remove that. But yeah, you can see there's like a tiny bit of corrosion. I'm sure it will come right off with some steel wool or something like that immediately. It's really minimal, but it is there. So the knife size, let's check that out. Let's see if we can do this. Not super accurate, but looks like we have about a 65 millimeter blade, which is about it's about 2.5 inch blade. The overall length of the knife is 6 inch, pretty much dead on 6 inch knife, which is the size of my tattoo here. So a 6 inch knife with a 2.5 inch blade. One thing I kind of don't like about it personally is, at least the way it's set up, maybe it can be adjusted a bit, but I don't right now have the Torx or whatever it is to adjust anything, but it's rather stiff to open and close. So it's not something you can, fling out with any kind of ease. I mean, I guess you can, and it's not too bad. Good thing about that is it's a very, very stable blade, which I do like. I don't like a lot of wobble in a blade. So it's very stable, but it's also a little bit tougher to close, a little bit tougher to open, but not bad. I mean, it's fine as a tool. You can, get it out, deploy it easily enough. So, but as a comparison to my Boker over here, which is actually a bit loose, I need to tighten it up. It just flies out like that, easy. If you give it a little flick, it's just straight out. Now it does have some deflection because, like I said, it needs to be tightened up. But even over here, I have another pocket knife, a smaller one. This is a Smith & Wesson, and that one also flicks out nice and easy, and I like that. This one's also quite rigid. But back to this one, very rigid, very stiff opening and closing. We have plastic. I would just call it plastic. I'm sure there's some fancy name for it, but I'd call it a plastic body with some rubber inserts here. Feels good. Has a good weight to it. Nothing amazing. Nothing you wouldn't not expect here. Kind of cute thing it has is this wrench for the pocket clip. Looks kind of cool, kind of unique if you're a mechanic, I guess. When I went to stick it in my pocket, I found it a bit hard, and in fact I was kind of afraid it was going to tear my pocket fabric. If I was going to keep this, I would probably attempt to loosen that a little bit just by ever so slowly bending it. But I'm going to actually sell this, so I'm not going to mess with it. On the other side of it, this one here is like perfect. I've had this knife for I don't even know, 14, 15 years probably, and it just, it's still tight, but I don't know, it just slides right onto my pocket, no problem. This one was a little, I think it's a little too tight, or there's something, it just didn't quite, or maybe I'm just not used to it, didn't quite go on as easily. So That said, this knife is very interesting for somebody, maybe an auto mechanic especially. So, you know, somebody needs just a regular knife to do, you know, cut the boxes or whatever they got to cut. I did put a little bit of oil on it. I tried to lubricate it a little bit after washing it. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Very solid, very sturdy. I do like it when they have some grips here. This one does not, so kind of you can kind of. I often use that on, again over here on this one. It has some nice gripping section there, which is kind of nice. This one does not have that. So anyway, that's about it for this video. If you'd like to buy this one, I'm going to throw it up on eBay. I don't know, you know, if it'll still be there by the time you see this video, but I'll put the link down below if it is still available, and you're welcome to have it yourself. Thanks everybody for watching. See you in the next one.